If we were to search that site, given the compaction that went on in the truck at the site, the decomposition that occurs over time, I guess the question to be asked, is it impossible? Nothing's impossible. But is it likely that even if remains were found, that they would be discernible from animal remains? It's a tough question. This was certainly beyond the scope of something that we thought was feasible from a WPS perspective. There was no starting point for us. We had a 4-acre site, and the entire 4 acres were in play. For the reasons I've discussed, we were unable to prioritize any specific area of that 4 acres above any other area. So what we were left with is the potential task of searching for human remains across a 4-acre site that was 40 feet in depth, heavily compacted with 9,000 tons of wet, heavy construction clay, and distributed throughout the site was 250 tons of asbestos. In addition to that, we had 1,500 tons of animal remains strewn throughout the site, which would make it very difficult to discern human remains if we're conducting a search of that site. But in the interest of the safety of our members doing the search and whether or not we have any potential to be successful in that search, we have to look at the specific site and the issues it presents. And that's what we did here. And when we presented it, we made the very difficult decision as a service that this wasn't operationally feasible to conduct a search of this site. And our forensics unit have been working around the clock for months on this. And I know the common perception is, well, that's your job, and I couldn't agree more. It is our job. But having said that, I've seen the emotional impact on the members of our homicide unit and our forensics unit. They're emotionally invested in this investigation, and they take it extremely seriously, and they take it home with them.
I would say this is not how we wanted it to end. And my heart goes out to the families. We were expecting and hoping for a different outcome. We were successful at Brady, and we used every resource in our means to do that. The circumstances dealt to us here are such that we don't have the same kind of circumstance. We acknowledge that the families are heartbroken. We acknowledge that they're angry, frankly. And we acknowledge that a lot of people are angry. We're doing our best to bring justice to the families, and that's what we hope to do. A successful search and recovery in this circumstance isn't feasible.